Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared204 here, bringing you another Minecraft World War II BAFTA build tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be going ahead and building Z46 Type 1936C Destroyer. The Type 1936C Destroyer was a planned class of destroyer for the Kriegsmarine. The class was intended to consist of 5 ships, Z46, Z47, Z48, Z49, and Z50. They were designed to be an improvement of the Type 1936A and B destroyers. Only 2 of the 5 ships, Z46 and Z47, were ever laid down, and work was halted for a year between 1942 and 1943. Construction was constantly interrupted by numerous problems, dominantly due to air raids, material supply delays, and a shortage of copper. The 2 ships that were laid down, Z46 and Z47, were blown up by Allied troops in 1945. So, yeah, the ships here really didn't have much of obviously a service history because they were never actually fully completed. They were basically destroyed in port, but I felt that this was a really fun ship. It's kind of, I would say, a pinnacle destroyer of German technology for the time, as it was being developed mid to late war, and obviously did not get to, be launched due to the fact of Allied air superiority, and obviously during this time period, the German Reich was starting to lose out on resources and starting to lose territory, so this ship just never came to full fruition. But it should be a fun build, a fun destroyer. I absolutely love the German destroyers from World War II. I think they're really cool looking ships, and I've built quite a bit of them, but I've never actually have done tutorials for them, so I thought that would be a good time to kind of dive into, visit some of these ships, and try to get some of these out as some tutorials for you all to enjoy. But yeah, right here in front of us we have Z46, or basically what Z46 would look like. Basically, to go ahead and go over it, we have our main armament, which is basically 6 12.8 centimeter quick firing guns. So we have 2 mounted up here in the front, and then there are also 2 on the rear here in basically 2 turrets in the rear, 1 turret in the front, both dual turrets with those 12.6 centimeter guns, which are basically 5-inch guns. Had secondary batteries of 3.7 centimeter guns and various 2 centimeter AA guns, and also some torpedo tubes, which you can see here located in here, and these were quadruple basically turreted torpedo launchers. So pretty cool stuff. One thing I love about these destroyers is just their low profile. I think they're just super sleek and nice. Front here, obviously a lot of detail with the shaping of the front hull. As we work our way back, we have the lifeboats here on the sides, all the various details here for going up to the mast, the rigging. We get into, obviously, our bigger lifeboats as well as our torpedo launchers. And continuing on, we have a bunch of different anti-aircraft gun positions here. Obviously, radar systems, all that stuff, and then our rear guns. So overall, pretty fun build. Should be a nice ship to add to our fleet. We have a lot of German BAFTA builds, especially a lot of real modern battleships and stuff, so I felt it was good to kind of have a German destroyer come out to include in those types of building some convoys or fleets or whatever, because most of the time those big capital ships here weren't going undefended. So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we'll be going ahead and start with layer 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down a red stained glass pane, followed by a brick wall going back from it. One thing I want to go ahead and mention real quick that is kind of importance here is you want to make sure that this is positioned correctly in the water. I imagine a lot of you guys here are going to want to build this in the water, so if that's the case, just make sure that this right here, this layer is at this level here at the water. You can see here these blue concrete blocks represent our water level, and you should have a little bit of the brick wall and glass pane sticking up above the surface. But yeah, that right there is going to be our level here for the destroyer. Very important you make sure that's correct, because obviously if it is not, it's not going to sit properly in the water. Anyways, with that all sorted, we're going to go ahead and take our red concrete. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, and 21 red concrete blocks back, followed by 1, 2, 3 brick top slabs, and then after that we want to go ahead and place down 1, 2 acacia wood trapdoors, and then an acacia wood trapdoor on both sides of this one right here. So just like that. After that's done, we want to go and then go back up to the front here. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 red stained glass pane. So go into the second red concrete block and going back 3. We're going to go and then place down 1, 2, 3 brick walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red concrete blocks, 2 brick ups downstairs, 2 brick top slabs, 2 end rods, and an acacia wood fence gate with a skeleton skull coming off that fence gate. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, 3 red stained glass panes, 1, 2, 3 brick walls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red concrete blocks, like so. Actually, I think this should be 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so 9, 2 brick ups downstairs, 2 brick top slabs, and again, same thing we did on the air side there. You need red, or 2 end rods, acacia wood trapdoor, and a skeleton skull like that on the end there. And lastly, to the sides here, we're going to go to our middle 3 red concrete blocks in this row 9. And we're just going to place down some acacia wood signs there to the sides. So pretty simple, just like that. And once we have that all complete right there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for our first layer for the build. Pretty simple stuff. Looking at it from above here, this we should have the top-down view. Anyways, with that complete, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 2. For layer 2 to start off with, on top of this red stained glass paint, we're going to place down a andesite wall, followed by a stone block, and then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25 gray wool blocks back, and then a stone block here on the ends. We're going to go ahead and place down a stone upside down stair to both sides, and then going back up to the front here, we want to go ahead and then place down a stone upside down stair coming off this gray concrete block. Select that to both sides there. And we're going to then place down a second stone upside down stair to both sides, and then a row of 2 of andesite walls to the sides, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 stone blocks back. So just kind of going ahead and double checking our count here. It's going to be 21 blocks long. And then we're going to go ahead and then go to our last 6 and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 polished black stone buttons. And over here, same thing, row 21 blocks, stone blocks going forward. And connect up to the front there. And again, our last 3 back here, or last 6, sorry, we're going to place down our 6 polished black stone buttons. And with that all complete there, that right there is going to wrap up what we have here for this layer. One quick change I'm going to make here is these stone stairs here, we're actually going to go ahead and replace with some skeleton skulls. And we're just going to go ahead and place down a stone block in between them. So just kind of making a quick change there on the fly. I think it will kind of actually create a little bit of better shaping for this front section here. So just like that on both sides there. And with that all complete, that right there is going to complete actually this layer. One quick thing also is on these first 3 stone blocks here, we're going to go ahead and place down some polished black stone buttons on the side there as well. Anyways, now with that all done, that right there is going to complete layer 2, and let's move on to layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we moved into layer 3. For layer 3 to start with, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate on top of this wall, open it toward the front, and then we're going to then place down an item frame here on both sides of this fence gate with a crossbow in the item frame rotated so it's facing downwards, like this on both sides. We then want to place down a dark oak wood fence gate coming off, or sorry, a sign coming off this fence gate here toward the front, and then on top of this, we're going to go and place down a end rod, like so. We then want to place down a stone slab here, skeleton skull to both sides of that slab. And after we have that done, we're going to go then place down a skeleton skull at a slight angle like this to both sides. On top of this stone block right here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate, open it toward the back, followed by a polished black stone stair and a polished black stone full block. If you're on Java, we can go ahead and go underneath this fence gate on top of the stone block, place down an item frame, and we can just go ahead and grab ourselves a gray stained glass paint to place right here just to kind of keep it consistent, a little bit more of a consistent gray color on top there for the decking. Not completely necessary, but just a nice little feature you can throw in there if you do want to. At this point, we're going to then place down a stone slab to both sides there, as well as 2 daylight detectors going back along the sides with the daylight detectors turned to night mode. This middle section here, we're going to place down a stone full block, followed by a second, third, fourth stone blocks back, so you have a row of 4 there. To the sides, we're going to place down dark oak wood fence gates, 1, 2, 1, 2, and open these fence gates toward the outsides like so. We're going to go ahead and place down item frames, which will be coming off the sides here of those fence gates. We're going to go ahead and make sure that the beds are facing upwards. So we're going to put white beds in the item frames, make sure that they are facing upwards. And again, a feature if you're on Java, we'll just go ahead and put dark oak wood signs on the sides here. So just like that. And same thing over here. Boom, boom. White beds and our dark oak wood signs there on the sides. And also, again, optional feature here is to place down some item frames here if you're on Java. And then place down our gray stained glass panes there in them to kind of keep that gray color for the decking. Obviously, not a essential part, of the build, but just a little feature there that you can throw in if you do want to. So like that. After that, we're going to go then place down a daylight detector here, and we're going to turn this to night mode and make sure that the trapdoors here are opened if they do decide to change on you. Anyways, after that, we want to go then place down a stone stair in the center here, like so, and then a stone full block after it. We're going to place down 2 smooth quartz top slabs on the sides here, and 2 dark oak signs coming off those top slabs. And then over here on the right side, a little bit different, we're going to place down 2 smooth quartz slabs. So just make sure you're paying attention there to the difference in both sides there. After that, though, we want to go and then place down a stone brick top slab, as well as an anvil coming off like that for the torpedo launcher. And then with that all complete there, we're going to go and place down a redstone comparator to both sides, and a gray carpet like that to both sides of the anvil. We're going to go and then place down a row of 3 of stone full blocks going back along the side here. A stone upside down stair to both sides of the first one, and coming off this upside down stair, we're going to go and place down an item frame like so on both sides. And we then want to go and place down a white bed in the item frame like so, and we're going to go and rotate this item frame, or this bed, so it's rotated like this to the side, and a dark oak wood sign over it again if you're on Java. We're going to go then place down a smooth quartz slab to both sides like so, followed by a dark oak wood fence gate right here on this stone block, open to the outside, and their fence gate over here open to the outside as well. We're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick top slab here, as well as an anvil. And then to the side here, we're going to take our gray carpet, just place down 2 gray carpets to the side. And again, if you're on Java here, we can go ahead and place down an item frame underneath this fence gate here, and place down a gray stained glass pane in the item frame like that. Again, just a simple feature there for Java. We're going to take our stone blocks, go back from the anvil, 1, 2, 3, and 4. To the sides here, we're going to go ahead and grab our redstone comparators. We're going to place down 2 comparators here to both sides, and then a row of 2 of gray carpet back on both sides like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and then place down a andesite wall with a redstone comparator over here on the right side, and a gray carpet over here to the left. We're going to then place down a polished black stone full block, and then coming off that, we're going to go and place down a polished black stone stair. And then after that stair, we're going to place down a fence gate, dark oak fence gate opened up toward that stair like that for our rear gun, and a gray carpet here to both sides, again on both sides of the polished black stone full block, and a redstone comparator facing toward the outsides like so. We're going to go then take our gray carpet, just go back 1, 2, 3 on the side, 1, 2, 3, and then taking a redstone repeater, we're going to place it on top of this gray wool block, separate the notches like so, and then a dark oak fence gate on top of this stone block, open toward the back, and then going up from the fence gate, we're going to go ahead and place down a end rod that kind of goes up and back like so. And after that's all done, also underneath this fence gate, we're going to go ahead and place down an item frame with a gray stained glass pane in the item frame like so. And with that all complete there, that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 3. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to begin with, we're going to place down a lever on top of this stone block here, followed by an item frame on top of this polished black stone block, and a white bed on that, or in the item frame rotated to the side like so. At this point, we're going to then place down a stone block on top of here, a item frame, and in the item frame, we're going to place down a black bed rotated so the pillow is facing downwards like so. We're going to go then place down a second stone block back on the side there. And then following this, we're going to place down a skeleton skull at a slight angle on top of these fence gates. So like this, and then a skeleton skull at a kind of a straight 90-degree angle there with the fence gates like that. After that, we're going to place down a andesite wall here in the center. And then coming off of that, we're going to place down a stone upside down stair to both sides. At this point in the middle, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate right here. We're going to have this opened up toward the back here. One thing I'm going to adjust also is I'm going to delete this daylight detector over here on the right side. And instead of that, we're going to go ahead and actually fix here this thing that got messed up here. But basically, instead of that daylight detector there, we're going to go ahead and place down a end rod instead. So just like that right there. At this point, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone block here. And then we're going to take our levers and place down 2 levers on top of those quartz top slabs like so. We then want to place down an andesite wall on top of this stone block here, as well as a lever to both sides on top of those stone upside down stairs, as well as item frames if you're on Java underneath to kind of create a little bit more of a fortified little position there. At this point, we're going to go then place down a redstone comparator on top of this stone full block here, and then a end rod on top of that stone block right in front of it, like so. Once we have this done, if you are on Java, we can go ahead and do a feature here using a debug stick. So we'll go ahead and use the give command. So /give at p, and then we'll go ahead and type in debug stick, and we'll use that command there. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to place down a lever on the sides here of these blocks. So you can see these blocks here just on top of this gray carpet here next to this fence gate. We're going to go and select these, the selected face, and we're going to go and select this so it's set to floor. So it's going to come off the block and onto this fence gate. We then want to go ahead and rotate it so face is out to the sides there like so. So just like that, we can go and then delete these blocks, and again, being on Java, we can place down item frames there on top of those fence gates. Unfortunately for Bedrock and Pocket Edition, I don't have an alternative for you guys for this. You can go ahead and replace this fence gate with an upside down stair if you guys want, or something to get this lever in right here, but basically this here is kind of like a Java only feature, and you'll have to modify it if you are on a different version. Anyways, after this point here, we're going to then place down a stone block on top of this section here with a dark oak fence gate to both sides, as well as a item frame on top of this stone block here, and in that item frame we're going to be going ahead and placing down a white bed like so. We then want to place down a polished black stone block, followed by a stair coming off of it, and then a dark oak wood fence gate coming off the front there of the stair opened up toward the back. We're going to go then take skeleton skulls, and on top of these gray wool carpets, we're just going to go ahead and place down skeleton skulls at a slight angle like that, so it kind of curves this area out to the side here around that turret. And then we're going to go ahead and place down an item frame on top of this block here with a white bed in that item frame like so. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have for layer number 4 for the build. And with that, we're probably just going to go ahead and move into our final layers and wrap up the rest of the build. So with that, let's move into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our last final layers here, we have layers 5 through 11. To get started with, we're going to place down a skeleton skull on top of this stone block here, followed by a daylight detector on top of this stone block, turned to night mode, and an end rod coming off both sides of that daylight detector. We want to go ahead and then place down a end rod on top of this wall right here, followed by a lever coming off the 2 stairs like that to the sides, and we can go ahead and then grab ourselves an item frame here, and we're just going to place down an item frame on the bottoms here of those stone stairs as well if you're on Java. At this point here, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of iron bars, so one on top of this end rod and then one out to both sides like so. And we're going to then place down a end rod on top of this fence gate, or on top of that, or actually sorry, my bad, it's going to be a fence gate on top of this one. So one fence gate going up, open toward the back, followed by an end rod on top of that, and then a stone stair on top of the end rod. And then coming off the stone stair, we're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull, like so. And then lastly on top here, we're going to go ahead and place down a iron bar like this. And this iron bar here, we also use the debug stick to go ahead and kind of extend it to the sides here. Now this is a feature, again, going to only be available on Java, but you guys can find some kind of alternative for it, or just disregard it if you're on a different version. But yeah, this kind of works in kind of making that iron bar stick to the sides there like so. You might even be able to place down barrier blocks to the side, and it might connect up to barrier blocks, and it does not. So yeah, you're just going to have to kind of find some kind of alternative for that. But since we're at this point right here, we also want to place down a barrier block to both sides of this iron bar, and we want to go and make sure that we connect this back up like so to the sides there, as the barrier blocks will cause the iron bars to shift. And we're going to go ahead and place down a barrier block on both sides of that skeleton skull. We then want to take some stone buns. We're going to place down stone buns on the sides here of those blocks. So actually just the sides like so. So the sides of this one right here, and then the side of the one up above it. And then taking our barrier blocks, we're just going to go ahead and go on top of the end rods here. We're going to place down our barrier block and a stone bun there to the sides, like that. After that's done, continuing to work our way up to the top, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick, or an end rod on top of the stair. Stone brick wall right here. End rod that goes forward, and then an end rod out to the sides, like so from that end rod. And also an end rod that goes toward the back. Again, an end rod out to both sides, like so. And then an end rod on top of that wall. And lastly, a skeleton skull on the very top here of that end rod. So, just like that. And with that all done, we're going to then go to the back here. We're going to place down a polished black stone stair on top of this stone block. We're going to go and wrap the sides in dark oak wood signs. So one sign basically around the sides here, like that. And we then want to go and place down a wall on top of this one here. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4 end rods up, and an end rod to both sides of this end rod on the very top. Again, taking our barrier blocks, we're going to place down a barrier block coming off this end rod here, and then we're going to place down 2 coming off the end rod here for the rear mass. Taking our stone buttons, we're going to place down a stone button on both sides of this barrier block, one on top of this one, and again both sides of this block directly after it. So like so. After that, we're going to place down our barrier block right here, and we're going to go down at an angle. So basically just like a giant staircase, going down like so. And we're going to place down stone buttons here on the sides of these barrier blocks, going all the way down. So just like that. And we then want to place down a stone brick stair on top of this stone block here. We're going to follow this up and place down an item frame. Like so. Followed by a polished stone block in the item frame. And then a dark oak wood sign coming off the front of the stair. And then a skeleton skull to both sides of that stair. Followed by a tripwire hook coming off that stone brick stair like that. And once we have that all complete right there, that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for our Z46 Type 1936C destroyer. Hope you guys do enjoy this build and are able to put it to good use. If you do want to use this design, do this so you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be anything from a sound of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites. Just be sure I get proper credit for the build. That's all I ask for in doing these tutorials. It helps my channel grow and continues to keep me inspired to keep on posting this type of content. So as long as you guys give credit, you guys are pretty much good to go to use this build. Anyways though, with that out of the way, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett204, and I'll see you guys next time.